Welcome. If you're listening, it is time for another episode of It Came from GenX. Welcome. I'm Keith Porter, a.k.a. the Porter House, along with my main man, Brian, a.k.a. Fishbone Fisher, and the man himself, my dude, one of my besties, Michael Skinbone Skinner. What's up, Skinner?
Hey.
Welcome back, man. A gator didn't get you, baby.
Nope, we saw a couple, but then none got around us. That's good.
I know he was like, that's a good meal.
I was looking for some gator bites, let me tell you.
That'll last all winter over there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're glad you made it back safely, man. We know you guys needed that vacation. And just good to have the three of us back. The Fisher, the Fishbone, my man. What's going on, dude?
Hey, man, great weekend. Very interesting, fun weekend. Friday night, went out with Dean. I do Convincing Idiots with. We went and saw, never thought I would ever do it in my life, micro wrestling.
Oh,
Micro wrestling.
It might be what you think it is.
Please tell me it's not little people.
That's exactly what it is. It is it's a little person wrestling league. These are
we know what we called that back in the day, right? That was
I know. That was my apprehension for going, but it was a very entertaining. These guys were athletic and fun. It was like a professional wrestling match.
I would have had fun. I would have loved that.
People.
Thanks for inviting me, by the way. Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah, I was like, I really am not sure I want to go. And he came back and said, we have tickets, we're going. I'm like, okay, it's like at that rate, it's like it was so a few of us went out and had a fun time with that. I had quality time with Allie on Saturday. And then Sunday was my mom's 77th birthday.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, very nice cookout, and Peyton and Joey were there. My daughter and her boyfriend Allie. Nice cookout. Ate outside. It was a beautiful Sunday afternoon. So great way to celebrate mom's birthday. So nice weekend.
Excellent. I haven't been doing anything but playing drums like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Diamond Phillips on the weekend, Mixed Nuts on Wednesday, Rock Generation on Thursdays. Shows are starting to come up. I'm excited. Just got another show added for Mixed Nuts. So looking forward to that. We'll be back out at Lou's in Massillon, where I played with BPM.
There you go.
So yeah, they went in there, dropped my name, and got a gig, and I was like, cool. So
you know when it is yet?
Yeah, it is July 16th at 8:00 at Lou's in Massillon. So, but don't forget the June 4th show coming up here in a couple weeks at Roma's in Mogador. Should be a fun time. We are working really hard, and I'm looking forward to that. So,
some timers setting in. You got to remind us the day before that show.
I will make sure I do that. Now, Fish, when you saw us, you said it was a good show. The drums sounded good, but that wasn't my stuff. Yeah. You come out to this one, I'm going to be on my stuff, and it's going to make a whole lot of difference. I promise you that.
Very good.
Right there.
Yes,
all
indeed.
Right. Well, Fish, tell them where they can find the show. Let's get this puppy rolling.
All right. Well, you might be listening to us on WMBU.org, a global internet radio, Mondays from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern. Just pull up their site, hit live listen. You can listen to us right there if you want to, and also there are other fine content, music, podcasts, etc. You can listen to us whenever you feel like it on demand. We can be found on many podcast platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, Stitcher, Verbal, and more. Just pick your platform of choice, find our show, give us a subscribe, and as we post episodes, they'll pop in your feed for you free of charge. All show information can be found in two main places: our YouTube channel, Facebook page, Instagram, etc. Linktree. Just pull up Linktree. It came from GenX. It'll simply be a page with links. Very simple. And our website. It came from GenX, all one word, .wordpress.com. All information's there for you. Links to where you can listen to us, promos, links to our videos on our YouTube channel, bios, some fun stuff there for you. And also, if you choose to sponsor the show, our Patreon link is on our website, or you can just pull up patreon.com/itcamefromGenX. If you wish to buy Keith another hat or something with a money sign or something, you may do so that way. So
costs.
Maybe a jersey without crap on his chest.
I agree. Get him a respectable football team jersey or shirt of some sort. Oh, he's wearing a Steelers shirt.
Little
if you're
early,
not
guys.
watching us.
Little early.
Yep, never too early to pick on the Steelers.
Never.
If you like our stuff, give us a like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, rate, review, all that good stuff. We appreciate that. It helps more than you know. And thanks for listening. We appreciate your support out there.
All right. So, hey, listen. Big ups to our boy Junior doing a little traveling, getting things done. Michael Skinner Jr., our producer, we want to thank him. And big ups to Gustavus Dominic. Had a nice conversation with him the other day. He's got a lot of interesting things coming up, so we wish him the best. But let's get the show rolling. Skinner, take it away.
So before we get to world news, I got a quick story to tell you. I went to a wedding a couple weekends ago.
Yeah.
And I sat
There
in
we
the back
go.
I sat in the back of this church with our compadre and my partner in crime, Mr. Coach John Cooper. And I looked over at him, and he looked over at me, and I said, you know what, Coop? Who would have thought 25, 30 years ago that we would be seeing Keith Porter and Brian Fisher officiating a freaking wedding?
Yeah, how about that?
I can't believe you didn't hear him laughing up front because he busted out laughing.
I'll bet that was a moment right there to think about that.
No, poor Marcy sat between the two of us and she just shook her head.
Wow.
It was pretty amazing. In the church, nothing happened in the church. There was no lightning.
No,
nothing.
No.
So we got out of there unscathed. It was actually a very beautiful experience. Yes, very beautiful experience.
But
absolutely.
the wedding was absolutely wonderful. I've never been to a wedding where you emotionally cried and emotionally laughed all in the same service. It was spectacular.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
So
I wish I could have seen that. Must have been awesome. So
a lot of people said it was one of the best weddings they went to, just with the, like you say, just the real organic statements that they had for love they had for one another. They expressed up on stage in front of everybody.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And just it was really, really nice. Definitely something I'll never forget.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Hey, real quick, guys, I just love promoting local music. And I just want to give a quick shout out for my man Eric Brook. I played with Eric for years. Of course, I just did the BPM show with him and Al McKenzie from Firehouse a few weeks ago. But Eric Brook has now hooked up with the actual one of the members of the Michael Stanley band, and they're doing a Michael Stanley tribute.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's called
advertised. Yeah,
tribute. Yeah, it's Saturday, May 28th, at Jersey's. That's in Canton, Ohio. Yeah. So that is going to be an awesome show. I'm looking forward to going out and seeing my man do something that he's very excited about. So Eric Brooks Tribute Band, Michael Stanley, May 28th at Jersey's down in Canton, Ohio. It's going to be a great night. So just wanted to put that out there.
Sweet.
So the McDonald's Corporation has decided that they are, quote, de-arching, unquote, all the restaurants in country. They're de-arching their restaurants. They pulled all the restaurants that are in the
like
country of Russia.
The Keith's feet is de-arching.
Yes, de-arching.
Yeah.
They said, let's see, it says profound consequences of war is the reason why they've done this. So they've shut down all restaurants. They had shut them down, I think it was back in March when the war started, but they were still paying their employees. But as of this story, which was on Monday, the 16th of, Thursday? Yeah, 16th of May. They have since closed the doors for good and have stopped paying the employees, and they are not going to no longer do business. Now, this decision doesn't come lightly because they're losing $1.3 billion a year just in Russia alone. So they're not the only ones. There's, let's see, Starbucks, Pizza Hut did the same thing back in March. They closed their stores, but they were paying their employees. As of this story that I read, there still hasn't closed down completely. But I'm sure once they saw with McDonald's, they're not going to be far behind.
Wow, this is crazy.
I have an idea, guys. Hear me out. Whack Donald's.
Whack Donald's.
Whack Donald's.
It sounds familiar, maybe. I'm not sure, but I like. It has a good ring to it. Yeah.
McDougal's. Anyway, listen.
Coming to wasn't it Coming to America? Wasn't it Whack Donald's?
No, it wasn't Whack Donald's. It was
what was it? Mac, MACK. Donald's.
McDowell's. Yeah. It was McDowell's.
That's right.
Yes, McDowell's. Gosh darn it.
That's all they got to do. So, I hear this story, and as soon as you start, first thing I'm thinking was, wow, this is really conscientious because they're going to lose a lot of money. And, of course, you said they're losing all this money. But the more I thought about it, I'm thinking, I don't know, man. This is kind of a short-sighted notion because I know you mean well, but when you think about it, who cares about your $1.8 billion? You know how much money they make? You're killing all the employees, all the workers, all the people that clean the place, the people that fix the plumbing in the place. And I guarantee you, none of these people have anything to do with this war. That's the only part about this that bothers me. So many people are losing out on this, and it ain't the people that you're mad at.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. That was the first thing I thought of when I read the story. Like, great that they paid the employees all this time. We're in the middle to going towards the end of May now, and this was early March when they started, they closed the doors. So, yeah, it's the Russian people don't want to be at war. This isn't their war. Right. This is Putin and nothing else. And I do feel bad for those employees. Hopefully McDonald's did something for them, either to help assist in other employment or gave them some kind of severance pay of some sort.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you want to do right, lose $2.8 billion and make sure you give all of them a year's compensation or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, I think it's just to try to show unity that we don't support Russia, and the hope is, I'm sure, if these businesses pull out, that the general populace will continue to rise up and say, "Hey, fix this. We don't want to be part of this war. You're taking away. We're losing all of our privileges. We're losing some nice things. And we're losing our effing Big Mac. Stop the war. Bring back the Mac." Right? I don't know.
Do you think that's what's going on here? If you make the people suffer enough, they'll pressure the government to stop all this?
I think that's a part of it. Sure.
I think I would buy that if it was the United States.
Well, they've supposedly
they don't
had
care
all
what
those
the people think over there in Russia.
All those sanctions at the beginning that they were supposed to have, that they were shutting off the money going to Russia for their exports. Doesn't seem to slow them down any, at least to this point. Yeah. So I don't know.
And there's all kind of crap going on over here. I just read an article today. The summer gas prices would reach $6.
Yeah, a gallon. I'm sure in New York and out in California it probably will. Hell, I just drove Big Red, my Ashley, home from. She came and visited tonight before the show, and $4.49 a gallon at the BP or the Get-Go there on State Road and Portage Trail. Yeah, absolutely incredible that we're paying these kind of gas prices.
Back and forth to Chicago Falls twice a week, back and forth to Mogador, back and forth to Medina. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. It's rough.
But I saw a sign at a local bar, by the way. It said, "Beer is now cheaper than gas. Drink, don't drive."
There you go.
I thought that was pretty good.
Capitalize on that. Yeah, my buddy came over here the other day with a 4-wheeler and let me take it for a spin, and I couldn't believe how inexpensive it was. I'm like, heck, I might get one of these for the summer. Go places, you know.
No, I bet motorcycle sales are going to be through the roof this summer if the gas prices stay that high.
You know what else you can get, guys, to help you get around at an affordable price?
Oh, hey.
An electric bike at
Really?
RPM Bike Shop. Yes,
There
absolutely.
you go.
So our sponsor, RPM Bike Shop out of Carrollton, Ohio, sells quality electric bikes at affordable prices. No gas needed for electric bike. Just gas to go get it, come back home. That's it. Charge it up, get around town cheaply, affordably. Go check them out on Facebook, RPM Bike Shop. There you
Couldn't
go. How
think of
about
a
that?
better time to contact these guys than right now.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Check them out.
So
All
I got
right.
one other story for you, fellas, and this hits a little bit close to home with like explaining grandkids are here at the house for a short time. My 5-month-old granddaughter, this affects completely. You guys hear about the baby formula shortage that's
Yes.
going on around the country? It is
Yes, indeed.
absolutely incredible. First question I have is, how the hell does this happen?
Well, there was a main plant, got a bacterial,
that stayed up north.
Yeah, they had to shut down. That is shut down, and that shut down a lot of production there while they're trying to get everything cleaned and everything else. So that was a big part of it.
Well, here's the thing. There was an inspection done in September. I'm sorry. There were 4 babies that got sick in September. It wasn't acknowledged until October, and the FDA didn't come in and do their inspection until January.
Yeah, very slow.
And as of Monday, they are going to start production again within 2 weeks, but that doesn't mean that the shelves won't be stocked fully like normal for 6 to 8 more weeks after that. So we're looking at 2.5 months before the shelves are going to be back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
When we were down in South Carolina last week, we were in the middle of nowhere. The only thing that was around us within 50 miles was the Lake Marion and that community there. They had a Publix, a grocery store. We had to drive 30 minutes just to get to that Publix. They had some formula that my granddaughter uses because she's got stomach issues, so she can't do the normal. So she has the soy. It's a soy or whatever it is. Anyway, 2 $35 canisters we bought down there and brought home with us just so that we won't have to see my granddaughter going without formula in case there's nothing around town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so people are gouging those online and stuff, and just taking advantage of people. It's definitely a bad time right now.
You think back all the crap that's going on around this world, and now it's affecting our newborns up to 1-year-olds that they can't go to the kitchen and, okay, if there's a shortage of cheese, we can eat something else. If there's a shortage of hamburger, we can eat chicken. They don't have a choice. Right. They have formula, and that's it. There's nothing for them to supplement until they're old enough that they can start eating some rice cereal or baby food.
Well, Skinner, all I can say is this. Well, there was a time there was no such thing as formula.
I understand that.
Whatever
they did before that, figure it out. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I hear you. Some of the struggle with that too. Some jobs don't support women to be able to go back and pump and effectively prepare for that. Some places do. Like my a lot of newer buildings. Like my place has our company has rooms where you can go in and lock the door. There's a whole setup for women to pump and prepare to breastfeed and everything else. But a lot of jobs don't support it. Yeah.
When you say that, our new building that we moved into back in 2016 has a mother's room, and it's and it's lock and key, and only badges that are those that are able to go in there. So,
but another place has that. Like I said, they can't do it, or some women can't breastfeed, or like I said, you can't accommodate it. So that's part of the problem too.
So,
wow. Okay.
Yep.
Anyways, that's what I got for today, folks.
Thank you, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. So look at our website for it came from GenX brand formula is coming soon. May or may not be safe. So, so check that out.
I would advise you to stay away from that, folks.
Yeah, it may taste like quick, but trust us, it's good baby formula.
It's good for you. Yeah, it's good. It's safe. All right, let's get some sports and music. Okay, guys. World of Sports has been kind of funny this week. Silly stories, really. I wearing my Steelers Antonio Brown shirt today, just because of the nerve of this guy. I mean, he's got a set on him, man. He announced that he wants to retire a Steeler. I'm like, hey, Mike Tomlin said, I'll tell you what, you go back to the Brady house, we'll call you there, let you know we need you. This guy has drug Mike Tomlin, the Rooneys, Big Ben, and the Steelers organization named through the freaking mud. And now he thinks somebody cares where he wants to retire. He doesn't have that kind of cachet. He doesn't have that kind of respect. He's burned all his bridges. And to say that is just really bad. You guys think Antonio Brown has some kind of a serious issue going on? A lot of people suspect he has CTE from concussions or something. Or they say he hasn't been the same since Perfect hitting from the Bengals and laid him out. Do you think there's something wrong with this guy? Or is he just a jerk, Fish?
Maybe a combination. I don't know. He's just definitely his
definitely his, a jerk part.
The judgment is very strange. You know, to walk away from your NFL career, think he probably thought in his mind, I'll parlay into something else. I'll do something else. I'm famous, or I'll sign somewhere else. It just hasn't happened.
Phone's not ringing.
He's probably like, oh, geez. They should do a meme of like Mike Tomlin, maybe shirtless, holding up the sign like Antonio Brown or something like that to say no. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Like he did with Tampa Bay. I thought that was extremely childish when he laughed when Tampa Bay lost that NFC Championship game. So just as much as he ridiculed them for that, he would have felt just as stupid if they'd have made it to the Super Bowl. Your thoughts, Skinner?
I think he's just a freaking idiot, but that's my opinion.
I'm with you.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Perfect rang his bell one too many times. I'm kind of speechless, to be honest. I can't believe he's got the stones to come back to Pittsburgh and say, "Hey, I want to retire as a Pittsburgh Steeler."
Yeah, I wanted
after everything he's done.
Arrested. I wanted Perfect to get arrested when he hit him like that. And if I'd have known what I know now, man, I'd have paid Perfect to do it again. Just
I don't condone headhunting whatsoever, but my gosh.
Yeah. And my thoughts towards him is not about leaving the Steelers or bad-mouthing the Steelers and all that. That's football. I could care less about that. But when I saw this guy throwing the gummy bear male parts at the mother of his children in front of his children and then berating the police, I have no respect for this idiot. So, all right. That's a really a non-story, but I thought I'd bring it up. But, of course, the more interesting story is Nick Saban, multinational collegiate champion, really just kind of guy who gets really upset when things don't go his way. And he has gone after two iconic figures in the world of sports. One definitely an icon, a Hall of Famer, and the other one, another prestigious college coach. He's attacked Jumbo Fisher. And he's attacked Deion Sanders, accusing them both of doing illegal payment of funds to college players or whatever. According to Jumbo Fisher, he said some things about some kids directly that really got Jumbo Fisher upset. And Jumbo Fisher really went off on him. And this is kind of pretty sad to see. You know, you want to respect Nick Saban for what he's done, but he's really coming off as a jerk. Guys, do you remember any? And first of all, if you have any thoughts on that, and secondly, you guys remember any coaches fighting that those were memorable to you as we grew up? Some of your favorite coaches fighting. We've seen Jim Harbaugh in a couple little things. He had a thing with Pete Carroll because he went for two when they were up 55-21. That was really being a jerk. Pete Carroll didn't like that at all. We've seen some sideline antics. We've seen Buddy Ryan punch. I forget his name. I can see Dave. Was it Dave Wannstedt he punched?
No,
No.
Coach for
Yeah.
the Bears.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Eagles, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or was it the Bears? No, I think it was the Bears. Yeah.
Can you think of two coaches that don't like each other a lot that we kind of grew up enjoying?
I can think of one right off the hand in our backyard, Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Those two absolutely despise each other, and they're both Ohio boys.
Yeah, that was a great rivalry right there. The hatred, you could feel it. It trickled down to the players to this day. We just don't like each other. It trickles down to the fans. One of my favorite commercials was the guy who met this girl and they're driving. She's driving and they're just in love and talking all this. And she says he's a Michigan fan. He just jumps out and rolls down a hill.
Yep. Opens the door and says, "Get out."
Yeah, OH.
I-O, baby.
I think that pretty much sums it up. Fish, anybody you can think of?
Oh, man. The NFC East for years was a very competitive division. So I know, like back in the '90s when Dallas was winning and Jimmy Johnson didn't make any friends with his fellow head coaches in his division.
No, him and Buddy hated each other. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of heated rivalry back then.
How about Jalen Rose and anybody he plays and loses to?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I remember, the comments Buddy made about, Jimmy Johnson made about Buddy. Yeah, I was going to say something to him, but he hauled his fat butt out here. Buddy's comments. I don't think I'm fat. I've been dieting. I thought I looked pretty good.
Let's come back to basketball. The Detroit Pistons coach from back in the 80s and 90s.
Chuck Daly.
Oh,
Chuck Daly. He had a beef with somebody, and it's not come to me who that other coach was, but they hated each other as well. I'm trying to remember who that was. He wasn't a fan of the Chicago Bulls either because they kept losing to him.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Well, actually, they were beating them for a while at first.
Right.
They would beat
them. And then Michael Jordan
badly.
showed up.
No, they beat the crap out of Jordan for 7 years, actually.
Yeah,
they used to beat him. They beat Jordan up, man. And finally, Jordan got Pippen, and he asked for a defender, and they brought Oakley in, and things started flipping around after that. And of course, when Oakley went to New York, then they brought in Rodman, and they had to take his place. So, all right, that's it for sports, guys. Music. Lot more dates and things than normal. Just to point out today, this day in music in 1960, Alan Freed. We talked about Alan Freed a few times on the show. The man was credited with coining the phrase "rock and roll American DJ." He was indicted with 7 other people for accepting $30,650 in payola from 6 different record companies. Man, that's a lot of money back then, guys. 1960.
Yeah.
And he was convicted and only given a suspended sentence and $300 in fine. I find that ridiculous. And we kind of talked about this before about payola. For those who don't know what it is, it's basically record companies going to DJs saying, "Hey, here's some money, play this record so many times." The problem is a DJ on a shift, according to the advertisements they have to play, only have so many times to play so many records. And if they play a record more times than they should, or a record that they shouldn't even be playing, somebody gets bumped. And a lot of people did. A lot of great artists didn't get heard, particularly a lot of black artists because of payola. So that $30,000 they took cost some people a lifetime of possible fame and fortune. Do you think the sentence should have been steeper? Fish?
Well, sure. Yeah, sure. If that was going on, absolutely. I mean, a lot of artists probably didn't get the airplay that they so well deserved, and I'm sure it had an impact on a lot of careers. That type of stuff happened. So, yeah, that was going on. Absolutely.
Skinner?
Should have been steeper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, it should have been steeper. How many people lost Just royalties alone, how much did they lose by not getting on the air because of this?
Yeah.
You can't really put a figure on it with
possible
today's
hits.
money,
Right.
but money back then, yeah, that it all adds up.
Yeah, kind of a stain on Alan Freed's career too. He did a lot of great things for rock and roll, and then to have that on there really besmirches his career. All right, quick notes, guys. Some incredible things happened. Stevie Wonder, 1973, #1 with "You Are the Sunshine of My Life," one of the most popular songs even today.
It's a great song.
Stevie Wonder, just a great, amazing songwriter. We were listening to him the other day. Just absolutely incredible. Plays drums, plays piano, plays the harmonica or the harp, if you will, mouth harp, whatever you want to call it. Incredible talent. Been doing this since he was a kid. Keith Richards, on this day, crashed his car. He fell asleep at the wheel. They found marijuana and cocaine, and it resulted in just a fine. Why isn't this guy dead yet?
He's got 9 lives.
He's petrified or something, man. Have you seen him? His skin looks like alligator skin, man.
Definitely defied the odds, that's for sure.
Oh my God. Okay, man. Another win we have 1984. No, I tell you what, 1990, Madonna had her 8th #1 single with Vogue. Vogue was supposed to be a B-side. You guys remember B-sides?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and it ended up being her 8th #1 hit. It is amazing to think. I remember when Madonna came out, I was at Dave Porter's house, Dave and Vicky Porter's house. There were some girls over from Kenmore, and they were watching a Shiny Star on the TV. And I'm like, who's this Madonna chick? You know what I mean? I didn't think she'd ever last, let alone do what she said. She said she wants to rule the world. She did rule the pop world for a long time. You guys remember when Madonna came out, Skinner?
Oh, yeah. Not a big fan. Wasn't a big fan of that genre, but I remember when it was a big deal on MTV and on pop radio when she was putting out hits. But yeah, that Vogue, you talk about B-side. I was going to ask our producer extraordinaire if he knows what the B-side means, but he, being a music guy, he probably does. But yeah, no, Madonna, she was a big deal for quite a long time when we were growing up. So yeah.
The thoughts on Madonna, Fish?
Yeah, Vogue was from the Dick Tracy soundtrack. That was kind of a big deal back then, that movie.
That's right. She was in that movie.
Yeah, with she was dating Warren Beatty at the time, I believe, and they were trying to, have a different comic book. It was actually not a bad movie, really. If you go back and anyway,
it was very slow moving to me. It was beautiful to watch, though. The coloring in it.
Yeah, it was an interesting visual, but yeah, the storyline was But I like Madonna. If I go back and listen to it, if you play me a Madonna Essentials list, I will be thoroughly entertained.
I
like a lot of her stuff.
A lot of hits.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, guys, I'm going to pick your brain here. In 2010, Stairway to Heaven was named the UK's favorite rock song in a survey by listeners at a radio station. When I remember growing up, and every year, a Rock 107, a Rock 97.5 at the end of the year had a vote. What was the #1 classic rock song of all time? I don't think I ever remember a year Stairway to Heaven was not #1. I guess, as far as I'm concerned, it still is for me.
Yep.
So, Fish, what is you think your #1 classic rock song is?
That's got to be it. I mean, it's like it's gotten overplayed certainly on the radio, local radio, for years. But when you pause and listen to it, I mean, it is definitely one of their greatest songs, and just vocally, musically, it's got a lot of range, a lot of different tempo, and it is probably Led Zeppelin's crown jewel song for sure. Like I said, it just got the negative overplay on the radio, but other than that, it is definitely a humongous classic rock song and hard to beat, top to bottom.
Yeah. Okay. Skinner, what do you think? You think Stairway to Heaven is the #1 classic rock song?
I know he's going to say, hold on. Sitting on the dock of the bay. Skinner?
Food is ready.
I actually would probably put it at number 3, truthfully.
Okay, because that's going to be my next question. Let's take Stairway to Heaven out of it, and what
Mhm.
else would be your favorite classic rock song? So go ahead, Skinner.
But Fisher used the term crown jewel for Led Zeppelin. I have one for The Who, and the song's called Baba O'Reilly.
God, this song I hate.
It figures you would. But I tell you what, that song is classic rock all the way. Love it or hate it. You talked about Pete Townsend with his birthday.
Yeah, but I'm talking
recently.
about. I'm not talking about what you like. I'm talking about what you think is the number one classic rock song.
I think that's in the conversation along with Stairway
Really?
to Heaven. And I
I
think,
don't think it's even close.
really, I'm
Yeah,
surprised by
here's
that.
the songs that I would pick. I have a few. One, Bohemian Rhapsody.
There you go. That's my next
That
one. Yep.
is a song sung by everybody, loved by everybody, a certain classic rock song. And same band, another one bites the dust, and We Are the Champions. I think all of that is number one. Also, you have to go with You Shook Me All Night Long. When you talk about its popularity with bands, strip clubs, that is a very, very popular song. So
You're basing this off of music ability, or are you basing it off of popularity?
popularity is totally popularity.
Then I can see where you're coming from.
Right. I'm just saying, what would be like the biggest pop song? Not what we like, just what would be considered the biggest one.
Pour Some Sugar on Me from Def Leppard would be up there.
God, and please don't call that classic rock, because that'll make us really old.
Well,
I'm talking about
unfortunately,
80s on back. Okay, early 80s on back.
Yeah.
Well,
How about the Dream,
that was
Dream
84,
On?
wasn't it?
Dream On's a great one.
No. That was
Or
88.
Okay,
As
but
88.
How about Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss?
Sure.
Definitely
Yeah.
has to be there. So there's a few that I think could give Stairway to Heaven a run for the money. I'm a very big fan of All Along the Watchtower.
Yeah.
Geez. There's a few more here I'm looking at. Sweet Home Alabama to a lot of people would be considered
Sure.
up there.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
There's a couple of Van
Freebird,
Halen songs
obviously.
that come to mind.
No,
Would be in
yeah.
there
I'm
too.
kidding.
Freebird's a
kidding. No,
great one.
yeah,
Freebird,
it is fun.
Maggot
It is a
Brain.
fun song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
That's a rock. What is it? Rock Band. What's that game where you got the fake guitar?
That's it.
Yeah, that's a very popular song on that. Freebird is.
Yeah, so there's a few I think would give them a run for this money. So, also this day in music, some birthdays that we have. Some pretty cool people, in my opinion. This day, born one of the coolest drummers, Phil Rudd for AC/DC, who played for the band from 75 to 83, and now I hear is back with the band. I think that's pretty cool because he's old as dirt and still rocking it. Just put out a new album.
Yeah, last year it's a great album, by the way. It's fun. It's a fun AC/DC album.
He's old as dirt. He's what, 5 years older than you?
6. So happy birthday to Phil Rudd. Also, Skinner, your boy Pete Townsend, 1945, born on this day. Famous for smashing guitars on stage and stuff like that. They were like the original wild rock band, man. Before your Motley Crues and all that, the Who was wild, dude.
And that's a love 'em or hate 'em band, like we
I
talked
hate 'em,
about.
So there you go. It was born on this day was Dusty Hill, bass player for the great ZZ Top. We know in 2 months we were celebrating his death 1 year ago on July 28th. So happy birthday to him. And also one more good birthday. I think that's about it, guys. So that's all I got in music today. Let's go ahead and get some pop culture. Take it away.
All right. We did have an unfortunate passing here in the world of pop culture music. Vangelis. He was a Greek electronic musician who won an Oscar for his memorable. This is a song that's an all-time movie soundtrack song. He composed "Chariots of Fire." You know this song. If you're in our generation, you definitely know this song.
Well, that's all you heard.
That was huge at the time. Definitely a top 10 song back in its time. And he also did the score for Blade Runner with Harrison Ford, the original, and the newer one, Blade Runner 2049. So those are, very interesting soundtrack. Definitely a modern feel to those movies.
Now, Fish, weren't you
especially
in
the
band with
original.
me in 7th grade at NS? We were doing Chariots of Fire.
Yes.
in
Oh
band.
yeah.
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 That
Yep.
stunk.
Yep. Yeah, he was 79 years of age. Passed away last. So rest in peace. We talked about I think on a prior episode here, the Ringling Brothers Circus, kind of stopped performing because of the pressure to stop traveling with animals and training animals and all of that. And we wondered if we were going to see Ringling Brothers ever return, and they are. So the circus is going to return with, just human acts. And they said that they were inspired by watching America's Got Talent, seeing all the seeing all the human acts there. And they brought in somebody who was actively involved in the Cirque Daly show in Vegas and otherwise, where it's very interesting. It's like circus-like performers.
I would pay to go see that because there's some amazing people on America's Got Talent, and I think to put that all in the show would be fascinating.
Absolutely. And then they're talking, it's just going to make it easier to manage. They were running the old circus train for over a century cross country. It's very expensive trying to bring in the animals. But now those trains are all sold, and you can just bring people in with flights and everything else, stay in a hotel, go perform, and there you go. So
awesome.
I don't know when it will start, but we're going to see Ringling Brothers return here in the near future. So that was pretty cool.
Have you guys seen Cirque du Soleil? Have you seen that show?
Just on television.
I went to one in Vegas. I went to Vegas on a business trip a few years ago, and I went with my boss at the time. We saw an Elvis-themed one. The Beatles one was hard to get into. We saw an Elvis-themed Cirque du Soleil show. It was a lot of fun. Enjoyed the heck out of it. Pretty amazing performances.
I had won tickets to one in Youngstown at the Cavelli Center.
Okay.
Is that where Youngstown's Cavelli Center?
Yes, that's
years
right.
ago with my ex-wife, and it was quite fascinating, to be honest. It's not.
We don't want to hear about your ex-wife when Marcy's sitting there.
No. I'm talking about the show. It was actually quite fascinating. I have never. Oh yeah, that's her friend. But I had never seen anything like that.
It was my ex-wife. Could you be more specific?
Right. Yes.
Yep.
She's a fan of Dusty. Always was.
Can we get a number?
But no, to finish that up, that's a pretty interesting concept, and I really thoroughly enjoyed the show when I saw it.
Yep.
Oh, God.
No, I'm interested in this. I may go check that out. So yeah, all those acts are very interesting. I still love America's Got Talent. I love seeing
I do too.
I don't want to see any more singers and all that crap on that show.
I know, right? I'm sick of that. They should never have singers on there at all, unless you're 8 years old. You know what I mean?
Right. Stop.
Unless you're under 14,
Stop.
I don't want to hear no singers.
I don't want to hear no singers. I don't want to see the guitar players. I want to see the magicians. I want to see the comedians. I want to see the death-defying acts and all that stuff.
You know who I missed? I missed Scary Spice being on there. Oh my God! Look, I got goosebumps.
This have like zero to say on that show.
All she does, man.
Yeah, you just put mannequins up there.
This is her phrase. What just happened?
Yeah. We should bring her on this show.
You got fired.
Just comment. No, we should bring her on this show. She'd just comment on video.
That would be great.
That's it. Don't say a word. Just comment like that. All right. So looking at this week in pop culture history, again, we're shooting this on May 19th. A lot of big things happened this week. Looking back on May 16th, back in 1996, 12 million people tuned into the series finale of Murder, She Wrote on CBS. It was the longest-running American murder mystery drama. Angela Lansbury, I think it was like on Sunday evenings or something like that.
Never saw an episode.
I don't know that I did either. I know my parents watched it. It was like 60 minutes. Murder, She Wrote type, window on Sunday evenings or something like that. We was probably watching football or out playing or doing something else.
For years, I've always made jokes that I got the hots for that chick from Murder, She Wrote, but I've never seen the show.
Yeah. Angela Lansbury, yeah. Well, it ran for a while. And also in 1986, on May 16th, the sequel will be debuting finally here coming up in a couple weeks here. Top Gun premiered in theaters in 86. Tom Cruise. I think I saw this in the theater. It was definitely a spectacle at the time. It was male sex and jets. That's really the best way to describe it. So I don't know. The flying was cool. Tom Cruise was kind of a jerk in the movie. Frankly, you didn't quite get it. You didn't know how to treat the lady properly. Was it? I can't remember her name. Right, doesn't matter.
Kelly McGillis.
Kelly McGillis. Yeah, Kelly McGillis. I don't know. And then the hype for this new movie. Now it's getting good ratings and reviews. I probably will. It's like a drive-in summertime movie nostalgia to go back. And so, were you a fan of the original Top Gun, and do you plan to watch the new one, Keith?
If there's ever a movie that I just don't get.
Yeah.
Now, I know Skinner wants to read me a new one about Frasier, but this is the corniest, stupidest movie I have ever seen in my life. That movie to me is so corny. It could have been great with the jets, and the whole theme of it. We're going to Top Gun, you're going to Miramar, but it was just so corny. I feel the need for speed. Stop it. It was just so ridiculous to me, sitting there all cool with your sunglasses, your ink pen in your mouth. I mean, these guys were just so corny. I'm Iceman. I'm Maverick. Stop it. Just stop. It was just so corny. I couldn't stand it. I hate that movie with a freaking passion.
The flying scenes with Kenny Loggins, though,
Kenny Loggins is the best thing about that and the jet.
Yeah, the flying with the Kenny Loggins. That's Skinner. Were you a fan of Top Gun? Do you plan to watch the new one?
I'll watch the new one. Maybe that'll be a drive-in weekend that all of us adults go and sit out in chairs and watch. Here's one for you, Keith. Let's all go play beach volleyball in jeans and take our shirts off.
Sure.
How about that?
That's what our fans
Can we
see
that again in the next movie as well? I agree with a lot of what Porter said. It was a corny ass movie.
Oh my god!
But as a U.S. Air Force veteran and seeing the aircraft and the story behind that was fascinating. The crap with Tom Cruise and Kelly McGillis and the boys, playing beach volleyball in freaking jeans with their shirts off. I could have done with it. I could have done away with all that crap. But give me the scenes in the air. Give me the storylines about their training and all that. I would have been great.
It could have been such a great movie.
But I will go and see the next one with Fisher. I'm with him on that one.
Yeah, definitely a lot of cheese. That's for sure. Okay. May 18th, 1980. So, 42 years ago already.
Wow.
Mount St. Helens erupted in Washington with a 5.1 magnitude, causing a massive avalanche, killed 57 people. That was obviously at the time was huge news. Put the scattered volcanic dust all over the town. You remember? You remember all the pictures of the town, everything covered with the ash. I said dust, ash. Long time ago, we were young. So Keith, you and I would have been around maybe 12 years old, range, something like that, 11, 12.
Fisher, our Skinner was on his second wife.
I actually went to Mount St. Helens when I was out there.
Sorry, Skinner. I couldn't read that.
That's all right.
But I remember that. We were so young, and I didn't know what to think about that. It was so big.
Yeah.
But so far away. I just didn't know what to think about that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
See, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was stationed out there in Seattle for 4 years, and every time you look in the rearview mirrors is McCourt Air Force Base, the mountain range there. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I took a trip down to Mount St. Helens. It was a fine June day. It was nice and sunny, and we started heading up Mount St. Helens, and all of a sudden we got about halfway, and there was a 20-foot wall of snow. It's like it got cut out right there on the road. And
Really?
it was just absolutely amazing. The
Wow.
scenery out there. If you've never been out to the Pacific Northwest, you need to go in the summertime
I bet
to
it's
check it
beautiful.
out because it is absolutely beautiful. But Mount St. Helens is a pretty fascinating place.
Sure. Very good. All right, back in 1968. So, Keith, I believe that's the year both of us were born.
Yep.
Yeah.
November, December.
Also, on May 18th, Elliot Handler was the co-founder of Mattel Toys, a company he started with his wife, Ruth. Her claim to fame was inventing, think about this couple now. She invented the Barbie doll. He wanted to create something as iconic for boys as he worked for a GM. So he worked, with a GM car designer and a real rocket scientist and created what toy here, guys?
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels. Matchbox.
That's right. Hot Wheels.
Oh, they
That's
both
right.
hit it right on the park,
Matchbox.
didn't they?
Yeah, sure did. But Hot Wheels, I'm sorry, Matchbox was a different brand, but Hot Wheels was the first.
That's right.
If you're a Gen X boy, man, you definitely had Hot Wheels growing up for sure.
Yes.
You had the track, and you may or may not have been swatted with a Hot Wheels track by mom or dad back in your time as well.
Right.
Definitely made a good swat.
I know some people that did. I won't mention no names, but I know some people that did. I did.
That was a pretty good switch back in the day.
Yep. I remember setting up the track, and he had the loop, and you could set up off the couch, and you had all these elaborate tracks and stuff.
Now,
and you had
I
to
never got the
originally roll
tracks,
them.
but I had the cars.
Yep.
And you know how you could tell the Matchbox from the cheap ones? The Matchbox had the shocks.
That's right.
If you press down on them, they kind of was a little springy. Yeah, they were made really well. The cheap ones were they just were hard. They didn't have any bounce to them. And I loved having a Matchbox car. And then I went to a friend's house. My oldest sister took me with her to her friend's house, who also had a little brother who was bad by all accounts, always got into stuff, and he showed me something totally cool that changed my Matchbox thing forever. Go in your sister's room and steal her fingernail polish, and you can paint your Matchbox. And I started doing that. Of course, I got in a lot of trouble, but it was so cool when I found that out, man. So that's my Matchbox, my Hot Wheels story.
That's great. Yeah, they had tons and tons of cars. They still make them today. It was then they had licensed ones with superheroes and different. They had all kinds of things over the years, and they developed toys where they had the power. So it was like the car would go around the track and it would hit a battery powered spin thing, and it would shoot the car around. It would go around.
That.
Yeah, so just a lot of fun. So long live Hot Wheels. They're still around today. Obviously, a lot of different variations, but very, very cool. May 19th, May 20th, back in 1993, 80 million people tuned in for the series finale of Cheers on NBC. Man. So, Keith, we've talked about a lot about you watching finales and all that. I do remember watching the Cheers finale. I did think I loved Cheers. I watched every single episode. It was like a staple. Watched it for many, many years. Went back and rewatched the reruns over time. It's still out there. I think you can find it on streaming services to this day.
On Peacock.
Okay.
I've been watching it the last few weeks.
It was a good finale. I remember it just the whole thing with Sam closing down the bar, stopping, pausing, reflecting on everything. I don't know. I thought they tied up the series very nicely. Keith, what do you think?
Great show. One of the greatest theme songs ever written.
Sure.
And it was a great finale. And to end it with Have a Good Life, I just thought it was absolutely brilliant. Of course, I was young then, but looking at it back now, I just think it was utterly brilliant. So brilliant that I've started rewatching the seasons a few weeks ago. So.
Yeah, that was a powerful scene when Diane left and he paused
God.
and she's like, "Oh, maybe we'll get together, or we'll do this, or do that." And he knew, "I'm never going to see you again."
He knew it, yeah.
And told us, "You're right. Quietly, have a good life." Yeah. And that was the closure right there. Yeah. Skinner, did you watch the Cheers? Did you watch the finale?
Oh, absolutely. Watched Cheers. Huge fan of it. Watched the finale. I was one of those 80 million. So it leads me to ask, how the hell did you not like Frasier if you were a Cheers fan?
Did you listen to the show last week?
Of course I listened to the show. I took notes.
They totally changed his character. He wasn't the quirky, funny dude that he was in Cheers. It was kind of an uppity show. Right. I don't know, man. I just didn't dig it. I'll tell you what. It's been a long time. I'm going to try to watch Frasier again and give it a second shot. I'll get back to you.
All right. I absolutely love Frasier.
Fair enough?
Crane.
That fair?
That's fair. That's fair.
I hate that little dog, though. I'm telling you that now.
But no, Cheers was a great show. I wish I had access to Peacock. I'd watch it all over again. It was one I watched with my dad. He was a big fan of Cheers as well.
Very good.
Put Peacock on your iPhone or your laptop and just plug it to your TV.
Well, if it's on the free part of it,
Peacock is free. Some of the stuff you have to get Peacock Plus.
I got you.
But the main
not
Peacock
on Plus.
Is free. I don't know. I'd have to check.
Yeah, if it's not on Plus, then absolutely. I got Peacock on the TV. I'll just have to start watching that all over again because that was a great show.
Yep.
You can find a lot of fun classic shows out there, by the way, on Peacock. Anyway. 1994, back on May the 19th, another show came to an end in living color on Fox. Now, I remember when that debuted, that was the Wayans brothers, Jim Carrey. That was a whole different vibe of a comedy show, much more racy. You had Damon Wayans with the clown, and then you had the movie critic. There was so many great characters on that show.
Oh my God!
The Fly Girls.
It really, Fly Girls. It definitely, J-Lo started there, right? So that's where she got her career. Yeah, definitely spawned a lot of comedic and other careers. Yes, I used to watch Living Color back in the day. Definitely a big hit for Fox, and I really enjoyed it. Keith, were you a Living Color fan?
When that came out, there was nothing like it. There was nothing over the top like that. We didn't miss an episode. Homie the Clown.
That's Homie the Clown. That's what.
Yeah. Some of the great characters. For us, we felt like it was a black Saturday Night Live. That was our version of Saturday Night Live. With the music and some of the more urban themes. And of course the two Twan and what's his name?
The two snaps up.
Yeah, I mean that was just brilliant stuff, And of course, me and Cooper's favorite was the Homeboy Shopping Network.
Yeah, that's right.
They would steal stuff and then open up a van and sell it. Oh, show them the other stuff. Show them the other stuff. Oh,
VCR.
My God.
Yeah.
And the one guy who was in prison, or the homeless guy. Some of the greatest characters ever was in Living Color. Love this show.
Yeah, very good. Skinner, were you a fan?
Let me tell you something. One of Jim Carrey's best.
Oh, yeah.
Fire Marshal Bill.
Fire Marshal Bill. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I have tears laughing at him doing that stupid-ass character. Up until recently, I was a huge Jim Carrey fan, and that goes back to Living Color, in Living Color. Like you said, it was a show that was over the top. It was nothing on TV was even like it. To me, I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed Saturday Night Live, and that's been on forever. So yeah, that was a great show. I would love to see that show again. Go back and watch all those crazy characters because even though I'm not a Jamie Foxx fan, he was actually pretty funny on that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
On there. That's right.
Yep. Great show. All right, last one I got here, guys. Back in May 20th, way back in 1873. So Skinner, I think it was before he had any wives. I think Keith at the time.
I think so.
If I'm not mistaken here. But a patent was formed that changed the clothing world forever. Levi Strauss patents copper riveted pants. So the original copper riveted pants were a creation from a Bavarian immigrant, Levi Strauss. It was obviously, blue jeans began, denim pants, and never looked back. So Levi jeans were the first. And think about where would we be without blue jeans? I mean, to this day, I still wear Levi jeans. Their styles have changed over the years with the times, the different cuts,
They got
the different
acid washes
materials.
on.
Yep. I was back.
Oh God!
I was back, man. Oh heck yeah! You can find that stuff again.
If I catch either one of you with some acid wash jeans on, I'm gonna punch you.
Hey,
Oh my!
yeah, we're probably although we wore them, we're probably too old to go back and wear them again right now. But anyway, so yeah, Levi's I thought did a great job just continuing to keep up with the current times. They kept the traditional stuff going, but then they gave you cuts and styles that were current with the fashion trends to stay afloat.
Oh, yeah.
I still have Levi's jeans jackets. I have Levi's jeans. They're great product. Now they have the stretchy stuff blended in them as well, like a lot of jeans anymore to give you a little bit of give. So long live Levi jeans. I mean, any thoughts on Levi's guys?
Jeans and create any kind of outfit around it. On my Mount Rushmore of the 5 greatest homegrown American products ever created, Levi jeans are on it.
It's sure. That's
I got Levi jeans, Kirby vacuum cleaners, jazz music, and I forgot what my other 2 are, but definitely Levi jeans are on that list.
Very good. Skinner?
Yep. You guys said it best. I can't agree more. It is an American icon for sure.
All right. Well, also as an American icon is It Came from GenX podcast. And another episode is coming to an end. Keith, do you have any more announcements before we ask Skinner to? He took a week off. He's well rested.
Yes,
He's
is
energized.
And wait a minute, is that a little bit of tan I see on him?
I think so.
He looks a little colorful. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Soul brother.
He said. he said he spent 2 full days on his trip. Family wanted him to go fishing. He said no. I'm going to sit here and write a flawless outro for the It Came from GenX and prepared and practiced.
So 2 full days. Turn up your radio, folks. Here we go.
Yeah.
So we are about. Sit back, relax, take your line out of the water, and be prepared for a flawless outro. Here we go.
Stop it.
For Brian Fisher,
Sorry.
Keith Porter, my name is Michael Skinner. We're the guys from GenX. Have a great week. No.
Now that, wow. That is terrific. I think that was flawless.
He had to get that out real quick before he exploded. Nice job. Have a nice weekend, everybody.
Yeah.
Stay strong,
Take care.
GenX. Thank you.
Until next week.
Woo!
Cut.